So, about a year ago, I started doing something that completely changed my body. It wasn't a new workout plan. It wasn't a new diet. It wasn't a new protocol. It was actually the opposite of everything that I have ever been taught. And I actually started eating very intuitively, like truly intuitively, but intentionally. And within a year, the inflammation that I had been fighting for years actually like just melted off. And here's the part that is going to probably mess a little bit with your head because it messed with mine for sure. I did it by actually working out less, by restricting less, by doing fewer of the things every single wellness influencer told me I had to do. And also, this is what I was telling people to do in my previous coaching business. So today we are talking about why your body has been holding that weight, why nothing has been working, and what your body has actually been asking for this whole time. So this isn't a weight loss episode by any means. And if that's what you came here for, I'm going to extremely disappoint you. But what I'm going to give you instead is actually the root. So a little background. I used to be a fitness coach. So, taught, hundreds of women what I did to get into what I thought at the time was the best shape of my life. And listen, like I was so fit, like I felt so confident, I felt so strong in my skin. And, that did work for a lot of women and a lot of my clients. But here's what I was doing back then is I was waking up at 5 a.m. I was tracking my macros. I was going to the yoga studio, except half the time it was not even yoga, it was burpees disguised as yoga, which I'm still super confused by. Just I want that to change. But okay, so I was, running outside, like running half marathons. I was doing all the, high intensity stuff. I actually was like teaching a workout class with weights. I was going to like this dance class, which I love, but it was again like high intensity. And here is the thing I did not realize until I learned my human design is I'm a generator, which means I am pure life force energy, but only when I am doing what I actually enjoy. And when I finally sat with that and like really sat with it, I did not enjoy any of that. The running, the high intensity classes, I was forcing my body through workout, like quietly hated. Like I just did not. So I stopped. I was actually like 6 weeks like postpartum and I was like so like yes, like back in the gym, like, look at me. And then my life like totally turned upside down. And I no longer had the energy either to actually get up in the mornings and work out. And I realized like I only had a certain amount of energy. And at that time, like, that's just not where I wanted it to go. I'd rather it be with my family and on myself. And so I was kind of like forced into that. But then once I started to like see better results, I was like, what the heck? And realizing why that was. So now I walk every day. I stretch, do very slow yoga. I dance in my kitchen. I dance in the shower. I definitely want to try out some pickleball because I feel like I will probably love that. But I move in ways that actually feel good to me. I no longer believe the lie that the only way to work out is to go hard at the gym or take some high intensity class that is, marketed to us everywhere. Here is also what is very wild is my old clients are coming back to me now and I'm pulling their human design. And the ones who, really just like thrived on what I was teaching back then, they are similar type to me. And the ones who maybe like had like, a couple of adjustments, like hiccups, like kind of struggled or like hit, bumps, like they are different types and it's all coming together now, like full picture. So back then, I was focused on gut health. Now I am focused on gut health is where I started. And now focused on starting at the nervous system. And I just keep going deeper and deeper. And this is the root. Here is what no one told me is your body is not a math problem. It is a nervous system, and nervous systems do not respond to restriction. They actually respond to safety. So your nervous system is basically how much stress your body is holding, and you have to face that before any protocol, any diet, any plan will ever truly work and actually be sustainable. So let me show you how this cascades. I told my mom this just yesterday. And basically, so many of us, our family members, our friends, like are dealing with thyroid issues. And I actually met this girl at my favorite soap shop down in Thursday who had just had half of her thyroid removed. And I just cringed. Like, how do we get to that point? Like now, like it is going to be harder for her. And this is how we do not get to that point. Here is basically the chain of reaction from there. So if you do have like a thyroid issue or, hypothyroid, hyper Hashimoto's, PCOS, or you struggle with like infertility, if you do have like any like major health issues, like a lot of this stems from high cortisol. Cortisol is a hormone. So that means your hormones are imbalanced and your hormones stem from your gut. So that means your gut is imbalanced, and an imbalanced gut comes from a dysregulated nervous system, and a dysregulated nervous system comes from a body that doesn't feel safe. So the first mission here is always the same, like make your body feel safe. And that is exactly why our relationship with food, especially as women, is so hard. We do not feel safe to eat. We eat the cookie and then we drown in guilt. And that guilt, that is another signal to our body that you are not safe. So I had to fall like back in love with food. And you do too. Like I love food. I adore food. I eat pancakes every single morning. My husband makes homemade pancakes and I am not giving those up. So a year ago, the old me would have died. Like, no way can you eat that every day. Like, and I put syrup on it too. But I have been doing this for a year now, and I'm going to tell you, like, it truly, truly works. I do not restrict anymore. When I did Whole30, the 3 things that you cut are dairy, gluten, sugar, and those were great at the time. But for my birthday last week, I asked Trevor to make me like a Tuscan pasta dish with some whipping cream, and I ate it and it was delicious. I eat pizza now and then. I eat what I want. Sugars, like I still think they're not the devil, but like I'm just intentional, conscientious. Like I know like you don't overdo it, but like you should have seen the amount of donuts I ate last week. So I have also been around some incredible mentors this past year, and the past 3 years, with me being in this, wellness space, like people with decades of more experience than me, people I can't even believe I actually get to like sit in a room with. They all agree. This is it. This is the root. So on my Monday post, I shared one of like the simplest places to start, like 3 deep breaths before you eat, like sitting down off your phone, chewing slowly, like actually enjoying it, savoring it. Like I know as a mom, this is hard. I'm usually eating standing up with limited time, but this is one thing that has made like a real difference because it does shift your body from sympathetic fight or flight into that parasympathetic. And parasympathetic bodies digest. They absorb the nutrients. They do not store food as fat for emergency use. And here's a really cool part. Once you are regulated and you start putting these practices into place, your human design actually gives you a blueprint for how your body best digests. So your chart shows your digestion type. There are actually 6 of them. So some people digest better through light, meaning lighter meals during daylight hours, heavier early in the day. Some through sound, so needing the right sound environment or even saying out loud what they are about to eat. Some are through taste, so eating what generally sounds good in the moment. Some are through appetite, so eating only when true hunger hits instead of on a schedule. Some are through thirst, so needing liquids and moisture with their food. And some through touch, like needing food a certain texture or grounding themselves physically before they eat. Most of us have never been taught to eat the way our body is actually designed to. This is what I do now. It is like crazy the amount of information that human design can give you. Like I just found this out like a couple months ago, and I'm like, what else? What else can human design give you? Like now I'm like, this is the keys to the castle. This is like I said, the treasure map to the treasure chest. But we have just followed whatever protocol was handed to us, like somebody else's strategy. Like that's what people were doing for me. That's what I was doing, for myself. And usually one built for one body type, and it's usually not ours. I will say that, like, you know, generators are 70% of the population. So, a lot of like the odds were higher whenever, like, for instance, whenever I was doing my fitness coaching. But regardless, like, there is, yes, we're the same type, but then there's, different authorities, and there's different profiles, and, different, even more. Like, I'm not going to go too much into human design because I know a lot of you are just now hearing about it. So here's really just what I want you to walk away with is, like, this is not a 6-week protocol. This is not another thing you try and pray sticks this time. I know so many of you are like yo-yoing, and I was too. Like, I was trying everything in the books, and I feel like that's why I got into fitness coaching, because I'm like, I'll try it out. Like, I'm always up for a new challenge, and I'm a very like self-motivated, like dedicated person. Like, I can stick to, habits, pretty easily. I will say, like, the ones that I really like. You don't want to be like, I hope this one works. Like, it's just not that. Like, this is how you are actually built. This is how your body is actually meant to work with food for the rest of your life. So your body has been on your side the entire time. It has been protecting you. It is just waiting for you to actually come home to yourself. If you want to start with how you are wired, which, like I said, like, this is a lot of information. This is a complete mindset shift. Like, I do have my free training, The Reason You Mom the Way You Do. I'll put it in the show notes. Grab that. Like, just get introduced to your type and how to regulate your nervous system, and then get curious from there. And I walk you through all those different types through the lens of motherhood. And if you do want to go deeper and you're like, okay, MaKenzie, like, this is freaking amazing. Like, I don't want to yo-yo anymore. I don't want to, maybe you're on the shot. Like, I say I'm all for the shot if you need like a quick fix, and like it's something that, is going to make you feel better. So I don't know what the future is going to hold for like side effects there. I've never taken the shot, nor would I, but I know many individuals who have. My main thing is, if you're going to do it, you have to change your lifestyle alongside it. So this will still work. It will be better. And like, you won't have to figure something out, after you stop taking that shot and the weight comes back. So if you do want more direction, I do have, I would say, my aligned strategy sessions where we do like a 60-minute like deep dive, and I can give you a clear direction into helping you build those sustainable habits. Or if you want a complete transformation, lifestyle change, and I teach you basically how I have integrated, but also give you specific ways how you need to integrate things into your life, because we have the keys to the castle with your human design chart. You can work with me one-on-one. That is an application process. So I will also link that below. But then I do have a couple of other areas of support if you are seeking that after today, because I know this has been life-changing for me. And my goal is to change your life as well. That is why I put here. That is why I podcast. That is why I post. It has made my life better. And after my dad died, that is my goal in life, is to make the world better. And this is that. And like, I want this in every person's hands, but especially moms, because they have given and given and given. And I feel like they are the individuals who need the most help right now. Because a year ago, I don't even know that girl. I was so burnt out. I was so depleted. I had no clue what direction. I just had taken a 6-week leave of absence from my 6-figure corporate job that I was climbing the ladder. I was recruiting physicians. I was getting into rooms that I never thought that I would ever get into. And I had to step away because I wanted to be home with my child to heal him. And I have, and all of this works. And I hope that you guys can see that and hear that in my voice of like, I want this for you. I want this for your children. I want this for your, your significant other, your husband. I want you to look the way that you've always looked. I want you to look in the mirror and just love yourself every day. I want you just to feel like the person that you want to feel like and live like. I love you guys, and I'm so glad you're here, and I will see you next time.